What's up, everybody? This is Lax on Life as Lax, and I'm not on one of my normal rants. I'm on my little Zen garden building food. I'm gonna try to grow food for the year, so I'll give you guys a look at what I'm doing. I already did two, a tray and a half, about approximately about 11 to 14 days ago. So we'll see the progress on that stuff, and I'll show you what I'm working on now. You gotta forgive my workspace because I'm rebuilding my house. Plus, I'm doing a garden outside, so I need these plants to be ready for when I get them outside. And just a quick background on me: for over 23 years, I've done computers. Over the last 5 years, I've been doing sales. Never occurred to me to do a garden before, but a friend that works at another company that I dealt with, I asked what they were doing for the weekend, and they were telling me about their garden, so that got me interested. So I spent last year watching a bunch of YouTube videos. I was supposed to do a fall garden, but that fell through because I didn't feel properly prepared to take care of life in that manner. So what I did was I did a lot of studying. I found different ways of doing things. Right now, I'm going to show you my way of starting my seedlings. Um, I'm using Rockwool, and what the Rockwool does is it helps germinate really fast, apparently, for certain vegetables and whatnot. And it's working pretty great. I got a real simple system from Temu. Um, I think it cost me like 20 between 20 and $30 for this little grow system, which is perfect. That it's fully recyclable, reusable, and you get it. Uh, what I'm doing is my week 3 and 4 trays now to get them started. So let's take a peek at what I got going here. I can talk forever. Okay, so over there is the current seedlings that I have started. We'll go over those in detail. And right now, what I'm doing, I have my tomatoes, and I put row 4, so that this whole row is all tomatoes, and this whole row is all tomatoes. But what I did was I'm trying something different because I did see the success that I had with the growth going on over here. We'll go over the details, and you'll know. I'll teach you why I did some with tags and some without tags. Um, well, basically, the short answer for that is because I'm trying to learn how to identify the plants by looking at them. So I have, the ones over there with tags, are the same varieties that's over here. And now that I know, I can see cabbage, I can see the lettuce, yeah, and things of that nature. So, right now, what I got going on here, I had my rock wool sitting, soaking. I had it actually sitting in here for days. It might have been sitting here for about a week or so, and this sucker is still wringing wet. I don't want to squeeze it because I want those air pockets to stay in there. Um, and what I'm planning now, I'm going to go ahead and plant some of these guys, um, to go with my lettuces and things over there. And then I want to get another tray of lettuce started. So I'm going to periodically pause the video while I get things together. I already have these all cut and separated. I soaked them first, and then I just used a basic old knife to slice the squares to get them as square as possible. And that all works out. What I'm using is a survival garden variety pack of seeds here. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see that. This is what's in this particular bag. And it does come with a manual that explains every seed germination and so on, etc. All the details. And mind you, I've never done this before in my life. I'm just doing this from video sake. And my ultimate goal is to have the hydroponic and the soil-based garden growing side by side. I want to see how they both turn out for me, and I want to pull one of these tomatoes out so I could try to let you see. Okay, so what's going on here is, if you can see, there's two seeds on that side, there's two seeds on that side. It must be under my finger. And then there's the one seed there, and then I have the one in the middle of the hole. And some of them have two holes. Now, what that will enable me to do is to grow. I'm trying to see if they will grow separate, so I can portion it off the rock wool before I put it in a hydroponic system, or if I put it in a soil-based system. So they'll be easier to separate if I keep an eye on them. So I'm trying those this way this time, versus how. Let me grab one of these guys here. I don't want to knock over my pepper seeds. Versus how. Let's see if I can let their. Can we get some light on there? How we turn this light on? Bear with me. Oh, okay, there we go. So these are, I think, having an issue because they're growing really close to each other. This leaf was smothered by this leaf. So they both look angry. They don't look the healthiest. And these are cucumbers. This here is my two cabbage that I planted. These two are tomatoes. And this is my butter crunch lettuce. A few of these haven't quite germinated yet, which I believe are eggplants and celery and one. I can't remember. I won't know what these are until they actually sprout and I can see them. But this is cabbage here. This is cabbage here. So if I do well, this is automatically off to a good start for 3 heads of cabbage. And this is 3 tomato. Ooh, look. There's 4 tomato plants. And what I'm going to do is keep an eye on them. Usually you could just easily separate these guys carefully and get them into a hydroponic system. And the same with these. And because I don't want to kill off the plant, and these can grow in a bunch. I don't see a big deal with those growing together, sharing the sunlight. And if I could separate them, I'll separate them. But like I said, this is one of my trays. And then this is one of, let's move that cucumber seed over there. And this tray is doing really well. This is the cucumber. This is the broccoli. And the broccoli and the cabbage look so similar, but and that's the cabbage. That's how I knew what I was looking at. These are the steak tomatoes. That's how I know what I was looking at in the other one. More steak tomatoes. And I believe this is the black seed lettuce. There's this one's starting to grow. It's not tagged because it's right next to each other, so I know what it is. Tomato, tomato, black seed lettuce, black seed lettuce. But I'm not sure why this one germinated faster. You can see that they are coming up down there. Oh, wait. This is broccoli. I can tell because those seeds are super duper tiny, and I remember how hard it was for me to get them down there. So that's broccoli, and that's broccoli too. But this sprouted sooner. That one sprouted sooner. So, what else do we have? Anything else sprouting? The peppers look like they're starting to wake up. I see some air roots down there. So the pepper is starting to wake up. The spinach. Let's get down there as far as possible. Still not doing not too much with the spinach there. But everything else is pretty much growing. It's looking good. I did hit these with some just a tiny bit, not I think a cap full and a whole bowl was inside of a whole bowl of water. Just one cap full, and then I spread that between both trays. And those seedlings that I'm starting now, they are not getting nutrients for at least a week after they germinate. But these guys look pretty good. I had them out in the sun today, and if you could see how this is what gave me the idea to try to grow it sideways. Is you see how that grew down in this side here, and then that one down here for the root. Whereas though it's not tangled up in a Rockwool wool, so I will actually be able to separate that. So that's what gave me the idea to try something new over here. And this is all going to be trial and error. Maybe they grow, maybe they won't even grow at all. And only the ones in the center will grow. But this is part of the experiment that I'm doing. I'm going to press pause and I'm going to go ahead and set up these pepper seeds the same way, with some on the side and some in the middle. Some on all four sides and then some in the middle. So I'm going to pause the video for a moment while I get the next one set up. Bear with me. I'm still working. I've got a couple more seeds left. Okay, we're getting there. But as I see that I'm adding the seeds in, that there's too much water, and I'm just using plain old tap water. I live in the city and this shit's so contaminated. I'm sorry, this stuff is so contaminated that these plants are going to have a field day eating all the metals and whatever else is in this water. So I'm going to let them do that and help clean the plant a little bit. But I am going to drain some of this out, just so that it doesn't seem like it's all flooded down there. So let me do that and I'll get right back to you. Okay, so I recalibrated this water to where there's just a tiny bit in a little cup of it down there. Just enough to touch it so that as the Rockwool dries, it will absorb. And the reason why I didn't bother to put those seeds all the way in is because even when they pop, they search out where they want to go. And it'll start out with some air roots on it, which I learned. So we're just going to keep an eye, see how long it takes for those to go. Like I said, it took almost 2 weeks for this pepper to get to there. About 12 to 13 days to get there. So I'm expecting the same thing with these. And the tomatoes took almost the same amount. This whole tray was planted at the same time. So these are all at different stages. So now what I'm trying to do is just try to get the ones that take longer to go together, so that these will be done approximately around the same time. And all I'm doing is, because they say put it in a paper towel and steam it, but all I'm doing is I'm patting them close, and then I'm going to put the tray on top and steam them. So hang on while I finish these last. Oh crap. Well, that bites. I must have dropped the other 4 pepper seeds I had. That's a celery seed, cucumber. Well, either way, I'll probably pop some of those up that are hanging off real easy, and I'll throw them in the last cube so I can get a full row of peppers. So bear with me. Okay, so now that we have, I can get this tray out of the way for right now. Now that we have all of this whole row planted on the back the date that they were planted. That way I know when they were planted and how much time's transpiring. And this kit that you get off at Temu, it comes with this. You pop that on there like so, and then there's USB lights, and then you just pop it on in there. You see that little green thing? It pops through the hole in the top of here in the center, and then it allows you to twist it, to vent it and all like that. I give you a demonstration once I get all this set up. But right now we're going to move on to the next tray and pick out some lettuce to go with these tomatoes and some more cucumbers to go with these tomatoes and maybe a couple more cabbages. Stuff that I really enjoy eating. And I think I want to try these eggplants. These are small, long eggplants, like really tiny. So I want to see how those are going to turn out. So let me get this tray ready. I'm going to have to get some more Rockwool, which is sitting right there. Comes in cubes of 200. I have to get that all dampened and ready to go. So bear with me. Okay, so I just grabbed a couple more blocks of Rockwool, stuck it in one of these trays. It doesn't matter because this is the same tray I'm using for seeding. And you want to make sure it gets nice and saturated. Still looks like it can use a little more saturation there. I'm not going to let this sit as long as I let these sit, which was for days on end. We're just going to transplant it into here. Use the cubes that I already have nice and prepared. And I'm going to set up another tray. Okay, we're setting up another tray. This is, I may have forgotten to mention that this separates. And then you just pop it on in there. And see, that looks like way too much water to me. So let that drain off. We'll put some of this in the overflow. And again, these new ones are not getting. It still looks like a bit much to me there. I know the point is so that you don't have to water it often, but while they're still little, you don't want to drown them either. So I just want it to stay wet enough to humidify. Okay, because as you press down on it, it adds more water. So bear with me. We'll go ahead and pick out some lettuce. Okay, in my seed vault, there's so much stuff in here. Yeah, so we're gonna do some butter crunch lettuce. Now, there's a trick to planting these seeds. If you can see how tiny they are, and I saw this from another YouTuber. I cannot think of his name. Remember, I just ran into a bunch of them anyway. But if you take a drop of water and then pick the seed up with that, and then you can put it wherever you want. So I'm gonna pull out the butter crunch lettuce. I don't need any more tomatoes, so we're gonna set that over here to return to the vault. These are green onions. I'm not sure if I'm going to do those just yet. Okay, this is the black seed lettuce. I definitely want some of that. I'm city slicker. I ain't into the zucchinis too much. What's this? I want to try some celery. They said that's good for the old ticker. Cauliflower, not a fan. Carrots. There's carrots over there somewhere too. Or maybe I didn't start the cabbage because I didn't want to. Turnips. Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, but this is my first garden. Oh, that's right. I did want to try some peas. So we're going to do some peas, celery, black seed lettuce, butter crunch lettuce. Um, the leafy greens are the easiest to grow. Um, I'm going to try another broccoli. Parsnip. I don't know what that is. Not even sure if I've ever had it. But I'm sure I can Google it. Eggplant. I'm not going to try it. I already got an eggplant growing over there. Uh, Sunflowers, watermelons, and you got to store your seeds in a dark place. Beets, radishes. This is all stuff going back in there. Swiss chard. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if I've ever had it. Some more cabbages. Corn. I'm not going to bother with that this year. Okra, never. I could just throw this whole bag in the trash because I'll never eat it. Uh, Pumpkins, not yet, no. Maybe some pumpkin pies later on in the season. Bell peppers, I just planted a whole bunch of those, so we're not going to do those. Winter squash, it says winter, so I don't think that's the right time. Llama beans, no. Now the kale and the cabbage and broccoli seeds, they all look similar. So you don't mix them up, and thank goodness they're labeled. I'm not a big fan of kale. Ooh, I haven't grown any of the ruby leaf lettuce. So we're going to take some of that. Basically, what I'm trying to do is and some spinach, some cucumbers, no cantaloupe. Okay, basically what I want to do is I'm recording. I want to try to grow enough to eat regularly because we order out all the time, and I'm like, dude, I just want some food without a bunch of chemicals on it. So I want to try all of this stuff without pesticides and things of that nature. And this is all non-GMO microgreens. So let's see. I have, I believe I want to do 6 and 6 of the lettuces, but I only have 2 trays left. So I need to prioritize. Um, which ones I really want to do. So let's see how many seeds I got total here, and then we'll break them down. Okay, peas do really well, and a lot of people swear by doing the peas. So I'm definitely getting ready to let me do a row of peas, and then after I get that out of the way, everything else will be easy. So, and I believe I'm just going to stick one in each Rockwool and call it a day. They said they do well, so maybe I'll do 6 pea plants, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 pea plants. I'm not soaking them or anything. The rock wool should take care of anything that needs to be done in that regard. So I just want to see, where'd you go? Here, down here. Got it. So now we're just gonna stick that guy down in there as far as I could get him, so he gets nice and hydrated. And I kind of pinched it shut over top, kinda. And Just going to stick that one in there. Again, I am not pre-soaking the Rockwool. I feel like it'd be done when it's done, but the Rockwool should stay pretty moist for this guy. I pinch the top to close it over. I pop him down in there. Now, the pea is the easiest thing to put in these things, apparently. I mean, this sucker's super duper easy. I pinch it just so like it fluffs over. And I pop that down in there. And I decided to go with 4 instead of 6. Because they say they do very well. And if they do that well, I don't want to have so many of them that I'm giving them away or whatever. Even though that's not a terrible idea. Okay. So now we have 4 peas. I'm going to pause so I can write up a tag for it. Okay, we got the tag all made. Yes, my handwriting is really atrocious, but it's basic information. 317, peas, 4 in row. That means it's 4 in this whole row. All right, so we got that one done. Now, I still can put 12 over here, so I could probably get away with cucumbers over here, some cucumbers and cabbage over here. Let's see, because cucumbers look like they pop out really fast and well. And the tomatoes and the peppers are going to take pretty long. What else? I'm just gauging, because these were my test trays to see what would pop up fast. So this black seed lettuce is going to come up really quick, and this one that's grown off to the side is the reason why I started growing these other seeds off to the side, because I want to see how it turns out. So we could probably do the lettuces over here, because by the time this gets to this stage, these are going to be out, and then I can start another set of lettuce, and these seeds will be out. I can start another set of lettuce or cucumbers in there too. So you know what? I really got the pick of the litter right now of how to do things. I'm gonna go ahead and cut these down into squares off camera, and I'll be right back. You know, as I'm sitting here cutting, I just finished cutting those squares. I just made up my mind that this tray still has about 4 empties. So and that is the tray I like to call Guess Who. That's the one that teaches me how to look and then see what the corresponding tray is over here. So in the Guess Who tray, I have 4 empty slots. I'm just going to pop some randos in there and let them do their thing as well. Okay, so I've decided that the next set of seeds is going to be these cucumber seeds, but this one has been sitting out for a while, so I'm going to double sow this one. Usually you can sow one of these and you'll get a nice plant, but this one I'm going to double sow just because I don't know if that seed's any good, and if it's not, I'll still have a spare small one that I can sprout up. So I'm going to go ahead and place one in each one. Or rather, do some of this young Rockwool. You know what? Some people say plant face down, so I'm gonna just push it on down in there. Because these are just going to use the whole Rockwool to grow. I'm not going to try to separate and save on this. See, this doesn't even feel like it has anything in it. I think I'm just not going to plant that one. I hate to waste a seed, but I just feel like that may be the wrong way to go with this. You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and drop it in there. Oh, it just broke. There is nothing in there. Yeah, there's nothing in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and when you push a rock wool down in there, make sure you're not pushing too hard to push the water and the air pockets out of there. Um, Pop that guy down in there. That guy down in there. And what from the video? Is this the right one? Oh, crud. Oh, that is it. I couldn't see the seed. Okay, from the other videos I saw, the cucumbers that grow along the bottom are the heaviest usually, like when you set them up on a fence or on a pole or a rope or whatever that you want to use to grow them on. The ones at the bottom are usually the most healthy and heaviest. And then as it goes up, of course, they're younger at the top, so they will slow in growing. So I recommend sometimes you could just cut off some of the ones on the bottom and allow the moisture to travel up to the ones that's growing on top. So that's something I want to remember. Oh, hang on, I gotta tag this. Pause for a second. Okay, we got that all tagged. We're all ready to go. So now we're going to make a decision, which I'm thinking I'm going to do cabbage. Because I love cabbage and it takes so long to grow. I think I want to do more as soon as possible than later. Cabbage and broccoli. So I'm going to do cabbage here. Then I'm going to do... Ooh, I still need celery. I'll probably throw celery over there because I think I have 3. Yep, I got 3 consecutive empties. And I technically can move that one. That's not doing anything over to here. So yeah, I'll do celery over there and actually tag it. So let's get those 3 celery out the way. Okay, as we can see, the celery seed here is incredibly small. So I'm probably going to do a few of these per cube just to make sure I get some good germination. And again, you just dip your finger in some regular old water and get that little drop on it. And then you can just touch and pick up a couple of these guys at a time. They're on my finger. And then I'm going to stick it into the Rockwool. Make sure you get it off your finger. And I put 2 of them in the hole. Try to get them down in there. You gotta check the back of these things to make sure the seed didn't come back out with it. And then I'm going to throw a couple of them on the side. Not on all sides, and there's 2 of them on my finger. I'm just put them on the back side. And then I'm going to make sure that that side is facing the light and it's not blocked by a tag when I put it in there. So there's about 4 plants in there of celery, if they all grow, but if not, I'll take what I can get. Ooh, that's way too many. Okay, so let's try this. And put one there. Okay, there. And then I have a few on my finger here. I'm just gonna. There we go. So what I did was I sat the rock wool on top of it, and now it will have to grow up through it, which is still possible just from the heat inside of and that is accumulating from the steam. Grab some more of these, throw a couple of these guys down in there. Make sure I got them all off my finger here. And all I'm doing is knocking those down in there that were in there. I check the back, make sure it's not adhered. I'll grab. Hang on. I'll wet my finger again because I want to grab 1, 2, 3 more. Now I stick them on the side and then drop them down in there on the side. And then I want to do one more. Actually, I'm gonna take a couple of these and sprinkle across the top there because they grow pretty easy, and that'll make it easier to transfer them. Put the rest of these seeds on the back end here. Okay, all I was doing is touching seeds and putting them on the final one. I put a bunch of them on there, and I get what I get. Okay. And that's cabbage. Like, life is chaotic. So I try not to baby all of this stuff too much because the more trials and tribulation things go through, the better they turn out in the long run. Look how I turned out. You don't even know the half of the stuff I've been through. But I turned out okay and a productive person in society. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, you know what? I did say I'm going to throw a row of cabbage back there, the 3, and then I think I have one open. Yeah, those 3 are going to be cabbage, and this one down here is going to be a broccoli. So let's get that together now, and then we'll be done with those as far as I can tell. Yeah, we'll be done with those, and we're almost to a point where I can finish up and light these things up. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need 4 over there. Then I need 12 to fill up this tray. So I still got a little more work to do here. I'm gonna soak some more rock wool in here. Okay, I'm submerging the rock wool once again, getting nice and juicy. Let it sit on this side for a few seconds, and then flip them over. Even though you don't technically have to do all the flipping, I like to do the flipping to ensure that the centers are all soaking wet. And it holds water really, really well. So while that soaks up, I'm going to go ahead and finish those 4 back there, make a tag, only for this. Well, I should be able to. Well, I still need to know what date I stuck these in there. So I do have to put a tag on them. But I'm going to do probably 2 seeds each of the cabbage for those three, and then 2 seeds each for the one broccoli that I'm going to stick back there. So hold your horses, be right back. Okay, so as I'm planting, for giggles, I did just drop seeds on the side to see if they also will grow down the side. So these two are fresh cucumbers, and I got to get that last one in. So hang on while I grab that last one. But I did want to say I opted to add the extra seeds on the side because they should grow. Okay, so I made my little broccoli 1 of 1 because this will be in this tray, and the only reason why I'm dating this is because these are obviously younger than the ones that are starting out fresh here. These are my cucumbers. Hmm. Looks like they may need a fan or something on them. They're kind of deep in there for these big leaves. So I do understand. And these weren't outside that long, but it looks like I got a snail on there or something. He moseyed by when I had him outside, maybe. And now, this tray does have nutrient in the bottom. We marked the cabbage, the cab, row of 3. And then, so let me get this broccoli in there, and then we'll be done with the broccoli. Then I could just focus on my lettuces and my spinach. So give me a minute. Okay, we got this tray all done. The broccoli 317, row 3 of 3. Seeds all over the place because they will sprout and go where they want. And hopefully not be too bunched up where I can get multiple plants out of one cell here. And this is a 1 of 1, and this I believe is spinach that hasn't done anything. But it is also possible I did not. Oh wait, that back corner of it, there is something going on. So I'll leave that be as well. And we'll go from here, see how that goes. And I have one more tray to do. We can go ahead and cover this one up. And then we'll get ready to do the lighting and see if we can get any of this to recover. Especially, oh man, that's a heartbreaker. But I want to see if we can get them to recover because it's got some big, strong leaves there. I want to get some better lighting for it and see how it goes. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to do. We already got that done. We didn't do any spinach, but I think I want to try the. It's going to be 6 lettuces. I'm going to drop the spinach off on this one. So I'm probably going to do the black seed. Cause I saw what it looks like over here. The black seed lettuce looks pretty good. So I want to try that. And where's the butter crunch lettuce? The butter crunch lettuce I've never had before. But the black seed is what it looks like what I'm used to eating. So I'm gonna go with the black seed. And I think I'm gonna plant let's say 9 black seed and 3 ruby red. There we go. So let's go that route because I already got some butter crunch growing all over the place. Butter crunch there, and I know there's butter crunch somewhere else over here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go that route. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these planted so we can turn these lights on and I can enjoy the rest of my evening. Okay, again, I'm trying something new. I'm trying to plant multiple seeds inside of one. So I got And as long as it's touching a rock wool, it'll find its way. So I got 2 of them down. I gotta do, and these are the black seed. Uh, and again, you just dab a little drop of water and pick these up and drop a couple in there. And grab some. Stick it on the side. I feel like one of those fell, but the rock wool still caught it. Take some, stick them on that side. Grab 2, stick them on that side, and then I'm just going to drop it on in here. I feel like these are going to be super duper successful because leafy greens grow really well. Some on that side. And my goal is to get 1 cube and throw it into a grow system, whether it's going to be hydroponic or if it's going to be the dirt system, soil-based system. Either way, they should grow pretty well together. Sorry, I'm so focused on what my fingers are doing that I'm not focused on what the camera is doing. As I throw these seeds all over here. Okay, and I dropped a seed there, so I'm gonna drop that in the hole. I just stuck a seed that I picked up in the hole. I still got some more of these down here, so I'm probably going to just pop these in until I run out of seeds down here. Try to get some on every side of it. And then once those seeds are out, we will switch to the ruby red lettuce. And since it looks like I am down to a couple seeds here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw 2 down the middle, 2 down the side, and make sure that it's a side that's facing the light real good. And then these 2 right down the middle. And my fingers are slightly wet, so I think I'm just gonna let that cube go too. And then we're gonna do the ruby leaf lettuce. Those are also really tiny seeds. We're gonna do them the same way while I pause the video. Okay, we're going to use the same process. We're going to wet our fingertip and grab the seeds and propagate them into their cubes here. So I'm try to, oh, that's shockingly, that will actually grow like that. I'm going to try to get some down into the hole. And as you can see, I popped one out inside, outside, all fours. And we're going to go stick that over here because I think I'm going to go ahead and put that last cube in there the way it was supposed to be with the black seed lettuce. Some people might think this is a lazy way, but I am a firm believer of if life is supposed to happen, it's going to happen. And all I can do is help it get there. So, do I expect all of these seeds to germinate and grow? Yes. Are they all? No. That's why I planted multiples to make sure. That I have a high success rate in that I can hopefully plant the whole cube with how many plants is on it, and it still grows. I'm doing my own experiments here as I go along. Now, hang on, I need to do one more black seed cube, and then we're all done, and then I'll get the labels on. Bear with me. Okay, we got our lettuce all in. We got it tagged, black seed lettuce, 317, 9, row of 3. So we got row of 3, row of 3, row of 3 equaling 9. And it shows you which ones to go to. So it's saying it goes down and then over to the right for those 3 rows. And then the ruby leaf lettuce, 317, row 3 is going down. So that way I have what direction I have all my seeds pointed in. I'm going to put this stuff away real fast so I can get ready to enjoy the rest of my evening because I've been outside getting the backyard ready and all of that stuff all day. So now that I got this up and running, I can go ahead and set up this lighting. Okay, I pretty much got my mess cleaned up for the most part. Got all the seeds put away. I still got to straighten up this table, but I do want to get this lighting on. And no growth solution until next week for these guys, or a week after they seed. So I'm going to continue getting this all set up here. So for the ones that I didn't have planted yet, these LED lights work great. I probably should have used more Rockwool because you can see some of these did get a little leggy, but they're strong. So I'm not worried about it. So I guess they're leggy because they have a long way to reach for the light because it's still too high because they're not planted up to this top line. But like I said, it turned out they're fine. They're fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see if I can somehow set that like that so I can show you how to hook this into there. It's super duper simple. You just hold it and now it's in there. You just clip it in. Now you can press turn, open those little air vents there, close them for once everything gets steamed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these other 2 lights trays hooked up here. And try not to knock anything over here. Make sure it turns. Let's get this last one here. sure it turns. So we get there. And let me find the light switch here. So this is pretty much what they all look like. And then that one's face down, so you get to see what it looks like down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all this set up, squared away, give you my final thoughts on things, and get these all covered up, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I got everything set up basically the way I want it to be now. So like I said, behind me is a whole construction thing going on for the house or whatnot. We ain't even going to get into that. Let's switch it back around, show you my lighting system. I opted to put the ones with the tags over toward the middle so that I can try to get more light past those tags until I can name them, rename them, or so on, etc. So it's 317. Wow, I've been at this for about an hour and some change. Actually, about because I started prepping before I even turned on the camera. So I've been at this for a while. This is my grow area, which is my dining room right now. And we'll see how it goes from here. Thank you guys for stopping by, checking out my video. I'm not going to do time lapsing, but I will keep you posted on how these grew with the multiple seeds in the Rockwool. So thank you for your time. Have a great day.